Welcome back to Be Rich. After Namakkal, my team decided to do an event in Vellore. We have familial connections with Vellore. My father went to college in Vellore. He attended the Wooders College. So we are doing an event in Vellore on the 20th and 21st of July. Those desirous of attending this event should contact the WhatsApp number given below and send a message to the Gmail ID that is also given. Try to call as early as possible to avoid rush and disappointment. Because in Namakkal, we had to decline a lot of people who wanted to attend the event. Once again, I thank you for supporting BJH.
To first say, Shahrukh Khan did not say take debt and go have a good time.
Right.
Okay. He did not say take debt and go have a party with your friends.
Yeah.
He's talking about everyone's most important investment for any person, especially a middle class family to a lower middle class family, is their house.
Yes.
Everyone tries to buy one house. It's a great achievement, personal milestone for any Indian to buy their first house. So he's talking about something sacred in your life. So when you're talking about something that's sacred in your life and you stretch yourself a little bit, the rewards are manifold. It's like when you're go to the gym. Growth is always there in the place where you're most uncomfortable. Growth can never be in a place where you're feeling very safe. I had put up a post on Instagram asking people two realities. One, where everything is safe and everything is secure and reality is very normal and things carry on hunky-dory. Second reality, where you're constantly surprised by life and things are happening unexpectedly. But the upside is growth. And I thought a lot of my viewers who are youngsters like you would be all very gung-ho, and I expected at least 90 plus people to say, except for my trolls, to say they would like to take reality B and be on the side of growth. But very stunningly, only 79% wanted to be on the side of growth, while the remaining wanted to be in a very safe and secure place. I do feel that this taking on a bit of a burden is a good thing, as long as you rightly said the burden is for the right reasons and it's used for the right reasons. That I'm not asking you to take on debt and have a golly good time and forget about it and then worry about paying it. Be disciplined, apply it correctly. And debt is a very fundamental thing which creates great companies, even like Amazon. Amazon and companies like that were created because of availability of capital market, where Bezos could go to investors, he could go and borrow money and take the profits. And you know the history of Amazon. He did not declare profit. It wasn't profitable for a very long time. But he had the vision and he convinced all the people he borrowed from, including investors, don't worry. Because end of the day, investors, that's what they're doing. They're giving you money. You're borrowing from them. If you're a company, correct?
I wouldn't say you're borrowing, you're accepting them into a partnership.
Yes, but why are they getting into the partnership? They're giving you cash, man. They're giving you fulus.
Yes.
They're trusting you with their fulus.
Yes.
That you will deliver in a promise of tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it may not be interest today.
Yeah.
It may not be interest today. You're foregoing your interest today to gain capital tomorrow.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
It is a form of debt. May not be a typical form of debt where you're burdened to pay an EMI. So if you look at it in that scheme of things, all growth is only possible when you push yourself out of the box you're in, and debt can give you that fuel, rocket jet fuel which you need, the nitrogen boost which you see in all your crazy movies like your Fast and Furious, the nitro boost. It can give you that extra bit if handled carefully.
So two things. One, I want to refer to James Clear in Atomic Habits. He is someone who talks about this force, driving force or energy which comes from behind you and pushes you forward like jet fuel, like you said. And he does not talk about debt. What he says is something which you can do is you can tell people what your goal is outright. Tell them very loudly, make people hold you accountable, people who are invested in you, people who care about your future. The bank manager does not care about your future. He cares about you as long as you're able to pay back the loan and the interest which is charged on that loan. He cares about shearing you of all the wool that you have as a sheep.
I don't agree here, because you are being stereotypical of saying that, painting with a very broad brush, saying any financial institution is there to ruin you. I don't agree there. I do agree, but ruin happens because of poor habits of yourself. A bank manager, no bank manager wants to lend you money to make sure that you fail.
No, yes.
He is praying to God, for heaven forbid, nothing happens to you and you continue doing business and you give him, all he wants is a small interest, which is you agreed to before. It is very unfair when things go sideways, then say, "Oi, what are you, bank manager? You're a wolf in sheep, you're wearing sheep's clothing and you're biting me now."
Yeah.
It's like Vijay Mallya saying, "Oi, It's not fair, man.
But to that point, as I said before, they have an inherent interest in taking as much as they can out of what surplus you make.
But that is agreed on before you sign papers, no, Shashwath.
Yes.
He's not forcing you to take the money from him. You are going to his bank,
Yes.
to his office,
Yeah.
with your project report, with your projections and your numbers.
Yes.
He listens to it. He looks at the risk, assessing the risk and looking at the candidate. He says, okay, I'm willing to take the risk if there's an upside of maybe 5%, 10%, 12%, whatever percentage. It is an agreement you're signing.
Yes.
So where is this notion of you being forced into a situation where you don't want to be in?
So this is where nudge theory comes in, where we see that these companies are very well. Yes, it may seem as if they're empowering you, and in some cases, yes, debt can empower. When you have nothing to go off of, and the only capital you can raise is through debt, and you need to take that moonshot. Yes, it makes sense. Hey guys, I'm going to quickly interrupt this video to announce that we have successfully launched our Substack, where we talk about companies, US markets, European markets, and Japan as well. And these insights are going to be delivered straight to you to your email, as well as the Substack app. We hope you go check it out. The link is moatinvesting.substack.com. The link will be on the screen right here and also in the description. Thank you for checking it out. What we're talking about here is Shahrukh Khan is saying you can already take that step. Only thing is, I want you to stretch that step a little further down than what you can actually stretch it using the help of debt. But anyway, coming back to this point, nudge theory is important here. And I think we're taking a little diversion, but I think it's important because nudge theory comes in and bank managers, not just bank managers, even micro lending apps and your Chinese lending apps, they are masters of nudge theory. Nudge theory is basically something which Kahneman and Tversky have talked about, as well as Richard Thaler have talked about. These are behavioral economists. And they've talked about how companies are very adept at pushing certain buttons which exist in your mind, which you don't know about, which make you take certain actions which you weren't even aware of. And this is something which they do very well. And that is all I have to say about that facet of this. But I also want to talk about this example of, like you said, Shahrukh Khan isn't asking you to take debt to spend frivolously. He's saying spend a little bit above what you can on this one property because it's going to make you push you further. But to that, what I want to say is that if you follow the path of James Clear and you actually make people hold you accountable and you tell them that, look, I want to buy a house of 1,000 rupees. Today, I can only buy one of 500 rupees, but I am going to do it in so and so time period, and you better hold me accountable, or this will be the consequence. Even the social shame which people feel from not meeting their goal and the positivity which they get from actually meeting their goal, these two act as incentives to actually get you to that point. And this is something I haven't personally ever taken a loan. Of course, I'm just graduated, but I have used this in other places because believe it or not, my academics used to be very poor. And I took this as an inspiration. And I told my parents that, look, I'm going to make this leap. And I'm going to so I did the IB system and I was scoring 4s and 3s in my maths in IB out of 7. And I told my parents and my uncle that I was going to get a 7 in my final exam. And I ended up getting a 6. But the point is that I got from a 3 or a 4 to a 6, which is quite a big deal for me. And I think just in the same case, if you're able to only buy a 500 rupee home, then if you don't want to buy that 500 rupee home, then stave off of it. Ask people to hold you accountable. And when you finally do get to the point where you're able to buy the 1,000 rupee home, buy it with your complete hard-earned money and your hard-earned work. You can stretch yourself without having debt as the impetus to stretch yourself. You don't have to take on debt to make sure that you are on track. You can have close friends and family who are invested in your future and who love you and take care of you. They can obviously chip in to help keep you on track and in line with regards to this. That's what I have to say about that.
Well, I have to agree with everything Shashwath said, because end of the day, you have to do what is right and good for you and make sure that your mental health above all is preserved. Because if you're not mentally sound and able to get up every day and find ways to move forward in life, it becomes very difficult. And the last thing you want is people in your team who are not able to be a little understanding and compassionate, because being humans, we all can have a rough patch. And that is true. Banks and institutions do not care about rough patches and good patches. They just care about you delivering what you promised. They don't think of you as a human being. They don't think of you as system of nature. but more like a machine which is going to deliver something periodically, guaranteed, on and on and on, which we as investors know is not possible.
And there are very strict punishments for when you don't deliver.
Correct. None of us are machines and none of us can do this. And as far as what Shahrukh Khan said, I still hold on to what my father wrote on his photo and gave me. If you cannot build castles in the air, you cannot build castles anywhere. So, yes, both are true. You have to have the capacity to dream. But like what Shashwath said, it has to be your dream. And you should be the one dreaming it and not allowing somebody else to infiltrate your dreams and dictate how much and how more you should dream and start living other people's dreams. So I guess I agree with you in some principles, Shashwath. But dream we must.
Yes, I agree with that.
Why don't you conclude with that?
Right. So, as we discussed in this video, we looked at the merits and demerits of debt, and we looked at what possible scenarios in which debt could seem alluring and why it may not always be prudent to acquire debt even in those scenarios. And we hope that if you haven't watched the Howard Marks video, please go back to the Be Rich video. Please look at it. It's quite informative. We go through the memo completely. And we thank you for being here. Thank you for watching Be Rich. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And please share it with your family and friends. And if you have any suggestions on video topics, please put them in the comment section below. We do go through the comments and we do try to incorporate the feedback which you give us. Thank you again for watching Be Rich.
Thank you.
It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.